Imagine taking a breath, knowing it might be your last free breath for the next 69 days. Feel the weight of 700,000 tons of rock above your head, pressing down like the fist of an angry god. This is not imagination. This is reality. August 5th, 2010. 33 men entered the Earth that morning as miners. They would emerge as legends. 2 p.m., Mario Sepulveda is taking a tea break, thinking about his wife, Caddy. Luis Urzua is checking the shift report. Jimmy Sanchez carries in his pocket a drawing his daughter Bailey made at daycare today. An ordinary Thursday, 700 meters deep in Chile's Atacama Desert, at the San Jose mine. For these men, this moment is just another routine workday. But the sound that comes in 5 minutes will make them heroes of history's longest survival story. This story isn't just about an accident. This is about hope born in the depths of darkness. This is the story of 33 men who danced with death for 69 days and won. The miracle that the entire world watched with bated breath. Mario Sepulveda will never forget that moment. When rock fragments started raining around them, he shouted to his friends, "Run!" But when that terrible rumbling came, everyone froze. First, we felt a vibration under our feet. Then that sound, like the earth was splitting apart. Inside the dust cloud, we couldn't see each other anymore. Alex Vega was coughing next to me. Jose Henriquez was screaming, "My God!" Mario closed his eyes and couldn't breathe. In those 40 seconds of rumbling, the fate of 33 men changed forever. Dario Segovia thought he could hear his sister Maria's voice. "Live, Dario! You must live!" Luis Urzua, as shift leader, was fighting panic. His heart was racing, but he tried to keep his voice calm. "Everyone in the gallery, to the emergency shelter." Now, when 33 people were crammed into a 10-square-meter shelter, the real terror began. Claudio Yanez was sobbing uncontrollably. Samuel Avalos silently pressed his head against the wall. "We're going to be buried here," someone muttered in despair. Luis stood up with determination. "No one is going to die. I am your leader, and we're all getting out of here together." There was only 2 days' worth of food in the shelter. 1 can of tuna, a few cartons of milk, some biscuits, for 33 people. Luis Urzua immediately calculated meals every 48 hours, 1 spoonful of tuna, 1 sip of milk. On the 7th day, Carlos Mamani started losing control. "We're going to die here. I'll never see my family again." Mario Sepulveda tried to calm him down. "Carlos, my brother, listen to me. We are strong. These rocks cannot defeat us." The nights were the hardest. Johan Barrios played dominoes, trying to distract everyone from their dire situation. Edison Peña had started running, back and forth in the narrow corridor, for kilometers. "Has he gone crazy?" asked Raul Bustos with concern. "No," said Luis wisely. "He's being smart. He needs to move." Osman Araya, the oldest of the group, told stories to the younger men. "When I was a child, my grandfather used to say, 'No matter how deep the darkness, light will always come.'" Jimmy Sanchez cried at night, overwhelmed by thoughts of his daughter. Victor Zamora approached him with compassion. "Think about your daughter, Jimmy. She's waiting for you. Be strong for her." Jimmy lifted his head with renewed determination. "Bailey, she needs to know her father is a fighter." On the 15th day, Jose Henriquez began to pray. First alone, then others joined in, even those who weren't Christians among them. "I feel God here," said Jose with conviction. "He won't abandon us." Above ground, families were waiting in desperate agony. Maria Segovia lived for her brother Dario. They set up Campamento Esperanza, Camp Hope, near the mine entrance. Chilean President Sebastián Piñera made a solemn promise to the nation. "We will rescue them. We don't know how long it will take, but we will never give up." For the first 17 agonizing days, they couldn't get any news from the trapped workers. It wasn't even clear whether they were still alive. Rescue teams worked around the clock, day and night. They were drilling frantically from different points. Families were starting to lose hope. Maybe it was too late. Maybe. August 22nd, 2010, after 17 endless days, drill machine operator Jorge Bustos felt something unusual as he pulled the probe up from the depths. It felt like it hit something. he told engineer Andre Sugaray with excitement. Underground, when Victor Segovia saw the probe breaking through, he went absolutely crazy. Probe! The probe is here! All 33 men ran over in disbelief. Mario Sepulveda, with red spray paint in his trembling hand, wrote on an old piece of paper, Estamos bien en el refugio los 33. We are well in the shelter, the 33rd. My hand was shaking so violently I could barely write the letters, Mario said later with emotion. But at that moment I knew, this letter was not just our salvation, but our family's salvation too. When they pulled the probe back up to the surface, Jorge Bustos noticed the red paint immediately. His heart nearly stopped. Andre, there's something here. Something incredible. When Andre Sugaray opened that precious piece of paper, his knees trembled with overwhelming emotion. He ran to Campamento Esperanza shouting, They're alive. All of them are alive. 33 souls still breathing. Maria Segovia, learning that her beloved brother Dario was alive, collapsed to the ground and started crying tears of pure joy. I knew it. My heart always told me, he's alive. He's alive. When Luis Urzua's wife Hetis heard the miraculous news on television, her hands trembling uncontrollably, she picked up the phone and called her closest friend. He's alive. Luis is alive. She couldn't speak coherently. She was just sobbing with relief. Now they could finally communicate with the outside world. Through a thin lifeline tube, food and precious messages began to be sent down into their underground prison. The first things sent, milk, yogurt, cheese. Then came the letters. Heartbreaking messages from wives, children, mothers, all desperately missing their loved ones. Jimmy Sanchez couldn't hold back his tears while watching a video message from his 4-year-old daughter Bailey. Daddy, I missed you so much. Please come home. I want to play with you again. But the real challenge was just beginning. The rescue operation could take many more months. Psychological support became absolutely critical. A complex system was established in their underground world. Work shifts, specific duties, maintaining order and hope. Mario Gomez became the group's barber. He carefully cut his friend's hair with makeshift tools. We need to look handsome and strong when we finally go back up to our families, he joked, keeping spirits high. 3 different rescue plans were meticulously prepared by international experts. Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. The fastest and most promising option, Plan B, was ultimately chosen. The Phoenix 2 capsule was specially designed and engineered, a narrow cylindrical capsule that looked like a space shuttle. It could safely transport only one person at a time. The dangerous 700-meter journey would take approximately 15 tense minutes. Rescue Operation Leader Andre Sugaray addressed the world. This operation is a precise combination of cutting-edge technology and raw human courage. Not a single mistake can be tolerated. Lives depend on perfection. Families counted every single day, every single hour. Maria Segovia prayed with unwavering faith every morning. Dear God, please give me back my brother. Bring him home to us. International aid and expertise poured in from around the globe. NASA sent specialists, Russia provided equipment, South Africa shared mining knowledge. The entire world had focused all its attention and resources on Chile. October 13, 2010. After 69 impossible days buried alive, the entire world held its collective breath. Florencio Avalos would be the very first to attempt the journey back to life. As he carefully entered the Phoenix capsule, he clasped his hands together and prayed with everything in his soul. God, please bring me safely back up to my family. As the capsule slowly began its ascent, 32 men below held their breath in desperate hope. 12:10 a.m. Florencio reached the surface, reached freedom, reached life. His son Byron ran toward him, crying tears of pure joy. Papa! Papa! You're back! Their emotional embrace was broadcast live to billions of people around the world. When Mario Sepulveda's turn finally came, he had carefully collected rock pieces from their underground home. When he emerged into the night air, his first words were filled with characteristic humor. I have special gifts for all of you. He joyfully distributed the rocks to the amazed rescue team. Souvenirs from hell! This was our home for 69 long days and nights. When Carlos Barrios finally emerged and first saw his wife Nancy waiting for him, "Nancy, are you real? Is this really happening?" Nancy gently touched Carlos's weathered face with trembling hands. "I'm real, mi amor. We're finally home. We're finally together." As Jimmy Sanchez was slowly rising toward the surface, his precious daughter Bailey was waiting above in her mother's arms. When he saw his 4-year-old daughter for the first time in over 2 months, his knees nearly gave out. "Bailey, my beautiful girl, Daddy came home to you." Little Bailey looked at him with innocent eyes and said, "Daddy, you were lost for such a very long time. I missed you every single day." When Victor Zamora finally emerged from his underground tomb, his first words to his tearful wife were unexpected. "Jessica, I want to marry you all over again. Will you have me?" Jessica smiled through her tears. "Yes, my love, yes. 1,000 times yes." The very last to emerge was Luis Urzua, their fearless leader. Like a captain who leaves his ship last, he ensured every single one of his men reached safety before himself. As shift supervisor, he had kept his solemn promise. President Piñera welcomed him with deep respect. "Luis, you have completed your impossible mission. Every man is safe. You are all finally home." Luis's response became legendary, went down in history. "Mr. President, we completed our mission exactly as promised. We went down into that mine with 33 men, and we came back up with 33 men. Not one soul was lost." This incredible story is much more than just a rescue operation. It demonstrated the awesome power of the human spirit, the strength of brotherhood, and proved that hope truly never dies, no matter how dark the circumstances. Mario Sepulveda later reflected with wisdom, "For 69 days I lived two completely different lives, one buried underground in darkness, the other here above in the light. And in both worlds I learned the most important lesson of all: hope never ever dies." Today, the San Jose mine is permanently closed and sealed, but the story of those 33 brave men lives on forever. Because some stories exist not just to be lived and survived, but to be told and retold, to inspire future generations. Sometimes the brightest hopes are born in the darkest places imaginable. The miraculous story of 33 miners reminds every one of us of this eternal truth. Never give up, never surrender, never stop believing.